All right, guys, Levi Trumbull here. Today we're going to give you an update as it relates to the situation with the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. You've probably seen the video already, the one I put out a few days ago, talking about the fact that there was a subpoena that was served onto the Frederick County Sheriff's Office requesting body camera footage from a June 17th incident that a woman is trying to utilize during the normal course of trial. She's trying to use it as evidence in how the Frederick County Sheriff's Office got somebody in the Attorney General's office to file a motion to quash that subpoena. They do not want to turn over this body camera footage. That was the purpose of the video we did. I will link to that video in the description if you have not seen that, but we just put that out recently. We also told you at that time that there had been public information requests on the books for that same body camera footage. And yesterday, we just got word, official written word from Todd Weibel, who's the FOIA officer for Frederick County Sheriff's Office, who declined Shaun Porter the access to obtain this public record, this body camera footage. This obviously has set Shaun Porter into a rage. He is very upset about this. We are going to talk to him in one moment, but this is what we are going to do today, is have that conversation with Shaun about the fact, because he was one of the ones who had a Maryland Public Information request in and on the books, and they have just put it in writing that they are going to deny this request. So we are going to get him on the phone, and we are going to ask him questions about this topic and see where it is he stands on this issue. Just calling you in. You are on the record, live on the Levi Trumbull Show, or whatever I want to call it today. And I just wanted to get your instant reaction to this situation. I have confirmed with you, and I've seen the document. You put in a Maryland Public Information request for this body camera footage, and as of yesterday, they have put it in writing that they will be denying you. What's going on here?
Well, there's obviously something huge on this body camera footage, because it's an hour and 19 minutes long, and the Sheriff's Department is not an interested party. It means that this is between myself and Charlotte Oftenbrink, and there is absolutely no reason the Sheriff's Department should involve itself if Charlotte Oftenbrink is not facing criminal charges as we speak, and if she is not going to have her right to due process of law interfered by the release, or, the fact that she's not a minor, she's not entitled to have this video kept from the public. She meets the criteria for release as far as for this body camera footage. There is nothing in there that is shielded or protected by the law. This is just it's just a record kept in the ordinary course. It's just a business record. The Frederick County Sheriff's Department is nothing more than a custodian of said record, and they are supposed to provide it to the public when the public requests it. And there's a narrow set of exemptions to them providing it, and they have not met any of those exemptions at all. In fact, the reason they gave was there was an investigation. Well, actually, there was no investigation. This is an alleged victim of a crime. At the conclusion, the sheriff deputy told her that no crimes had occurred and that she had articulated no crimes. So the fact that they're trying to say that this is part of an investigation and try and muddy the waters, so to speak, that fails. There's no way they can make that claim, because not only was there no investigation, clearly on the video he says that nothing illegal has occurred, and this lady is just simply running her mouth into a camera, and I want to know what she's saying. So does a lot of other interested parties who are suing her and have other cases against her, which, I mean, all these people are entitled to see it. So is the general public. The general public wants to see this. The general public is going to see this, and one way or another, by hook or by crook, this video is going to come out. It'll either be entered into public record as an exhibit in a criminal case going on in Washington County, actually two separate criminal cases going on in Washington County, or it'll be released once I file in the circuit court against the Frederick County Sheriff's Office and seek an injunction barring them from the release, from preventing the release of this record kept in the ordinary course. So that's basically where we're at here. There's no legitimate reason. So clearly there is something huge going on. Either this body camera footage confirms the existence of extraterrestrials, or the Frederick County Sheriff's Department looks bad in it and they know that I'm going to get pissed, or other people are going to get pissed, and therefore they don't want it out there. But they have no vested interest in seeing one thing happen or the other, because they're not involved in it. They're not. It's not like the body camera footage is all about the sheriff's department. It's about a lady who lies to police and lies to state's attorney's offices, files false charges with district court commissioners who basically just have to have a high school diploma or better or equivalent, and tries to manipulate the system to target her enemies, to serve her purposes. Now, thank God we're all smarter than she is, and we all beat her every single time, but it still causes humiliation and a waste of our time. Days of our lives we'll never get back. And this is all part of me and other people proving that this woman, beyond a reasonable doubt, is nothing more than a pathological liar and a manipulator. She puts on these fake crocodile tears, and she always says, I'm afraid, like the 911 calls that you covered. She calls into 911 and says there's a giant bunny rabbit on the public road in front of my house, and I'm afraid. Like, how dumb is this person to think that anyone's going to believe her? Literally everyone that's listened to any of her 911 calls or body camera footage has just been like, this woman is completely insane. She should be committed against her will. And this is just one cog in a wheel of our documentation of everything that's going on. She's got a lawsuit for defamation of character. It's, right now at this point in time, it's on hold because of a bankruptcy of the company she used to own is in bankruptcy, and they're seeking right now to have the trustees allow them to continue, because the insurance company is the one that ultimately has to pay, not the remaining assets of the bankrupt company she used to own. But basically, everybody has a right to this. Everybody needs it for one reason or another. I need it for obvious reasons. I'm trying to inform the public of this menace that's still running around free, at least for now, filing false charges against multiple people in multiple different counties. We're talking 3 different men in 2 different counties, 12 different charges in total, I think, and a protective order. This needs to end, and the only way it ends is if everybody knows. And once everybody knows, the jig is up for Charlotte Oftenbrink, and no one will be fooled again. So at this point, the Sheriff's Department is doing a great disservice to the public by keeping us from exposing this fraud. And there is nothing that is said in there that is confidential. It can't possibly be HIPAA related, because you waive your right. Basically, when you walk up to a camera that's recording and blinking in your face and you start telling it stuff, that's your problem. There's no HIPAA to protect you. It's not like she was unconscious at a scene and they walked up and they're recording her. It's nothing like that.
Walk me through the chronological timeline of how you are going to get in possession of this body camera footage.
Well, what I was going to do
is... They've denied you now. They've denied you. Yeah.
Oh, they could deny me all they want. I've made multiple requests. They quashed one subpoena from a civil suit. I have 2 more subpoenas coming next week. A third one coming after that. You, of course, I don't know if the audience knows this, but Levi Trumbull served Sheriff Chuck Jenkins 2 different subpoenas for 2 different related criminal cases related back to this woman.
Yes.
These are also
full disclosure. I have done that.
Yep, these are also false, fictitious criminal charges filed against someone as part of an ongoing, custody issue. And they're just as false as all the other charges in this group of individuals filing false charges. And what has to happen is we have to expose what's going on here. We believe that footage is this woman discussing everything, including basically, giving exculpatory statements for these 2 criminal defendants, and in a case that's a criminal case where someone is fighting for their very freedom, they have an absolute right, and the subpoena power is far greater than in a civil case, so it'll come out that way for sure. But regardless of whether it comes out that way for sure, I'm still going after them for their MPIA misconduct, because I'm not going to tolerate that stuff from my public officials.
Well, yeah, but
it's really simple.
Here's my question. How are you going to do it? They're probably not going to... What if they say they won't give it up for any reason, come hell or high water, and you have to take legal action similar to what the Sugarloaf Alliance just had to do, and they sought judicial review and they won. How are you? Is that similar to what you're going to do?
Absolutely. This is something I could win with my eyes closed. I beat freaking United Airlines. You think I can't beat the goddamn Frederick County Sheriff's Department? Think about how much money United Airlines has in their budget versus Frederick County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys don't know who the F they're playing with. They think I'm playing around because half the time I don't have to take any of the action I articulate that I'm planning on taking. But I'm absolutely going to sue the Frederick County Sheriff's Department. I'm not messing with these guys.
Who are you going to name as the defendant? Who are you going to serve it to?
It's the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. I believe I have to serve the Attorney General for the state of Maryland.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have to look up the procedure on how to do it. Each case is different. If you're still in a business, you serve the resident agent.
Right.
So you name United Airlines, but you serve the resident agent for the state in which you're suing in. So they'll have a resident agent in the state of Maryland. You serve the resident agent. They get it back to their corporate, and then some lawyer calls you and wants to settle and writes you a big fat check because it's cheaper than them losing and having to pay legal fees in addition to the big fat check. So most of the time, I don't even have to file my lawsuits. I just articulate what I'm going to do, and people immediately comply because they realize they're screwed, or they look at my Maryland Judiciary case search, or they look at my lawsuits in Delaware, or my civil litigation that I've conducted over the last 20 years in West Virginia, and they start to realize that, oh, this guy actually is serious. So right now, at this point in time, I'm just going to do basically like a carbon copy of what those Sugarloaf people did. It's the same exact process. I just have to look it up, figure it out, dot my I's and cross my T's. And, Levi, I want to just say for the record that just because my highest level completed as far as education goes was 9th grade, and I was kicked out and expelled from the Heather Ridge Reform School halfway through 10th grade, does not mean that I can't whoop the shit out of some ignorant government attorney who's trying to suppress First Amendment and 14th Amendment rights in Frederick County. We're not going to let that happen. I have an absolute right to this. It's freedom of the press. It's freedom of information. And then, of course, the 14th Amendment, I have a right to equal protection. They're releasing all these other people's body camera stuff, but when it comes to this one, they don't want to release it for whatever the reason. They're gonna find out. They're really gonna find out exactly what's gonna happen to them. It's not gonna be pretty, and it's gonna be an embarrassment. And I heard that there were a lot of legal fees in regards to the Sugarloaf matter that you're referring to. That's cool. If I have legal fees, I'm not the one that has to pay for them. And honestly, I'm not gonna have any legal fees because it's $163. So it's gonna cost me that plus some paper.
Shaun Porter, thank you very much for your insight on this, and we will see where it goes. And I will certainly be following it as it progresses.
Have a great day.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.